All right, welcome back to AI Finance. I am Arif Gilany here in Toronto, Canada. I am not going to share the presentation with you. Rather, I will invite you on my rich uncle's presentation, Hugh Paul, who's been doing this for over a year, and he has reached a maximum compensation package here at Aurum Foundation. They're creating a new level just for this man, and when you hear his presentation, you wouldn't think that this man is the man he's talking about, because he always refers to himself as a third party. There are other people. There's 10 people who made over $1 million. And here we're on track to follow their track records. And I want you on the journey. So I'm going to take you shortly onto the presentation with Hugh Paul. He's going through a few things. Number one, three things. Number one, who's behind the company, what's the product, and what's in it for you. Everybody asks, what's in it for me? In exchange for your time that you take to watch this video, you will get a chance to join a global community that is changing the lives of thousands of people around the world on a daily basis, and it's changed the lives of me and my family and all of the Kurds. An invite to all of the Kurds who watch this video. Come on out to learn about AI finance. This is building the future of the country that you never have. We're doing it very quietly on grassroots. This is the biggest, loudest voice you're going to hear about helping those who don't have a chance, because I'm very outspoken about Aurum Foundation's mission of looking for 1,000 volunteers to become millionaires. And I did volunteer, and you can volunteer as well. This is a proven system that thousands of people are using, and you can use it as well. You have the opportunity to join this community and become part of something much bigger than yourself. We all need something bigger than yourself. So if you're sitting down, it's middle of June, and you don't have any idea of what is it that you need to do, you need to watch this presentation in full and see till the end. If it makes sense to you, if you see an opportunity, make sure you get in touch with the person who invited you or share this video with you. If it's me, myself, I will assign someone anywhere and around the world to work with you directly until we get your accounts up. And this video training and this video series is full of information. You can watch this, come and visit us often, check the AI Finance at Aurum Foundation, because this is where we bring you the latest, the greatest, and all of the news that you need to change your life. Because believe me, the government's not coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to be the savior. You have to be the person who is going to take charge of your life, your family's future, and your finances. Who else will do it for you? Now, if I go in here and see that Hugh Paul is playing his favorite music, because he does have a favorite music that he plays, or a video, I will share the video but not the music, because YouTube does not allow us. All right, we still have some music going on, so I will get back to the studio here, and we'll take the next 2 minutes to get you a gist of what you're talking about, what we're talking about here in the next few minutes. But here is my biggest presentation I have shared globally. The Morgan Gilany Group is now actively looking for partners with camelcare.ca. Make sure that you check out our website for all of the information that you need. Again, this is a perfect fit for any business, including yours. Yes, even if you're a doctor, if you're an engineer, if you are a dentist, no matter what you do around the world, this is a perfect fit for your business, because it allows the average person to get access to decentralized fintech company we called Aurum Foundation, which was built to create freedom for you and your family. It was launched on 17th of January 2026 in Dubai.
February 2000.
And here is the video that I'm not going through, because I believe you, Paul, will share it with you, but I will share with you this slide right here, which talks about all of the areas of life that we go through in our training program, the lifestyle, the income opportunities, the laws that we talk about. And here are 4 ways to make money And here are the results of those 4 ways. So we're going to get you the A plus in AI finance. You will change your mindset. You will have the tool set. You'll have the skill sets to get a perfect A. And we're looking for customers, and we're looking for customer gatherers. That's the only two things that I wanted to remind you of, that we're looking for customers and we're looking for customer gatherers. Customers make money 100% every single day, and it has a track record since 2023. And customer gatherers since January of 2026, and a year prior that was basically a pre-launch, have basically gathered 250,000 people around the world that are tapping into this system. And if you're not, you're missing out. So make sure that you tap into the system, come and join us, watch this video again. I cannot emphasize enough, you need to learn.
Don't worry.
And the learning starts with you. Again, the music is still playing, and I am 1 minute early, as I like to be early. You got to be early. Be early to everything that you do. I'm going to stop sharing here and go back into Hugh Paul's presentation and join. You got to be patient. You got to look around. You got to do your due diligence. All of these are the things that Hugh Paul will already tell us about. So the company has a proven track record, and you are just joining something that's already established. The Porsche that you were looking for in business is here. No overhead, no monthly cost, no rent, no bills, no Visa card bills coming in. The way that AI finance is changing the world is absolutely mind-blowing, and I have never seen any company as generous, as good, and as credible as Aurum Foundation, because they operate based on integrity. I know you may have been scammed before, you may have lost money in online trading deals and all of that, but this is an educational platform.
It's maybe a different time in your time zone, and it's Tuesday, the 16th of June. Let's take a quick look at the guest list here. Arif, how are you, sir? You're back online, and so is Big Mike Richter. Welcome to the call. We've got CK, Coach Hearns here as usual. David, how are you? David and Sheila's here as well. Dean's here. Emmy Cole Crypto, they're all here. James Bond, and I'm just going down like a flash. John Bones here. They're all here. Keely's here. Down to the M's. Down to Mella. Down to Mikey or Mickey. That's Mickey. Marnetta, welcome to the call. Richard Wynn, how are you, sir?
We will recognize, so join in, enjoy, let's
Wayne,
go.
I wonder, is that Wayne Gilany? Vincent,
All
how are
right.
you? You're here as well. Guys, there's a couple of minutes left. I'm going to play the 10-year roadmap.
All right.
Very important video. It lasts 3 or 4 minutes. It just gives a chance for those that are connecting right now to get into the room before we start. It gives you your last chance to get your guests onto tonight's call. So Tuesday, the 16th of June, let's get rocking, guys. We're going to play this very exciting video. Please listen to this as though you had to repeat it, as though you had to take the information and share it. That's the intensity you want to listen to this. So without further ado, we'll see you just in a moment. Get your guests on, and we'll get started the presentation immediately after this video. Thanks again.
Lovely. We're here, sir. Thank you, Rich Uncle. Let's go. All right, guys. Pen and paper ready?
2023. The world was still living by the old financial logic, but we pressed start. We wanted to create an ecosystem that would unite artificial intelligence and finance to make asset management simple, scalable, and secure. That's how Aurum was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of Aurum Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance, but this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launched Aurum Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Brian Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya, thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves Aurum is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring Aurum Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of Aurum Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash-in and withdrawal terminals appear. Aurum establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, Aurum DEX, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. Aurum DEX cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of Aurum's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. Aurum becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum DEX surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
All right.
Welcome to this short presentation. We're going to take a deep dive into the platform known as Aurum Foundation. I don't work for this company myself. I'm not employed. I'm not paid to present this information. I'm totally independent. The views that I give and the opinions I make are purely my own. I always recommend to seek professional advice when you're looking at any business at all. It's very, very important. Go speak to an accountant. Go to speak to somebody in that industry, in that business. Get a good understanding. Make an informed decision. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you any financial advice or recommendation. I'm here to share some of the information, some of the due diligence I've done. But of course, it's very prudent to do your own. Let's keep moving. The company on this slide talks about 3 different segments in its legal and corporate structure. I now know there are 4, but we'll talk about that in a moment. They've got the European division in their neobank operating out of Poland. They've got the ecosystem, the investment LLC out of the Emirates. And of course, they've got the foundation based in Hong Kong. You can see some of the license numbers there. I have access to some of these documents. They have some of them are posted in the office walls. You can actually go and take photographs. Some of these licenses need renewed, and I certainly know that the one in the Emirates has been renewed by the Dubai government very, very recently, and the one I was showing is now updated to the new version. So that's good that they're staying on top of things like that. I suppose the talent inside the company is quite diverse. It's not from one particular region. It's not like a US company or a European company or an Asian company. We see talent from around the world. On the left-hand side, we've got Leonardo from presently living in Sao Paulo in Brazil. And Leonardo was appointed by the CEO, Mr. Brian Benson appointed Leonardo. And Brian Benson said this: I would have nobody else but Leonardo develop the exchange here at Aurum. Leonardo is developing a centralized and decentralized exchange. The centralized one is up and running in public beta test mode. The decentralized one has not launched as of yet, but that's what's going on in the background. This man has experience at government level, building blockchain for government, but he's also been a strategic partner with Binance. And of course, we know that our CEO has come from Binance as well. Alrisk is the director of strategy. I know he conducts the Indonesian presentations. We've got Nicholas Kellen from Australia. He's head of partnerships. Both Brent and Tobias deal with the big companies, the big VC money. In Africa region, we've got Bokari, who was the ex-deputy finance minister for Sierra Leone. He's on board. Nick Patel, a man with 25 years experience, is the CEO of Bank of Bullion. That suggests we're going to talk a little bit about gold. I don't mention it too much, but these gentlemen have put together a fabulous gold product with a physical metal 999.9 pure physical gold is available with this platform. And in addition to that, they've created a yield through trading gold against the dollar as well. So a very interesting product. Nick is many years experience, a great guy. Of course, Brian Benson is the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer from United States with a United States passport. And this is the man that has the vision. This is the man that has the experience. This is the man that has the connections, Mr. Brian Benson. He started off in the bank, worked for Morgan Stanley, a very reputable bank. He was a trader over there at Morgan Stanley. He then went into the Web3 space and got involved with Binance. And in Binance, this man did a phenomenal job. Up to 20% of Binance's revenue was generated through the efforts of this man. What I mean by that, this man was appointed the managing director of all of LATAM. LATAM is Latin America. That includes Central and South America, Brazil, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Paraguay, Mexico, all of that whole region, anything south of the United States. This man opened that region for Binance and brought a lot of success. He was also part of the team that brought Binance Pay to Binance, and a man with a lot of experience and the vision held in that video that you might have seen earlier. If you do a Google on the man, you'll find he's everywhere. There's images here when he's much younger. That's great. Why? It shows history. It's not some kind of actor. This man is quite famous. We can see him with the Binance t-shirt on, the Binance shirt on. He is the Brian Benson. He was featured in Forbes. He was also invited to the Forbes Council, or Forbes have written positively about the opportunity. In fact, they wrote a whole page on this gentleman. They've also engaged with the issuing bank of both Visa and MasterCard. This slide only shows Visa, but I am aware that they've also created a MasterCard option as well, which is quite interesting. When you see the likes of Visa and MasterCard allowing a company like this to co-brand, what I mean co-brand, you've got the Visa name and the Aurum name. I did some homework on this. I do know the name of the issuing bank. You would imagine the due diligence they need to do before they allow to co-brand, to co-partnership with a product like a Visa card. This is a quite interesting one. The Aurum name, it has to be just slightly smaller than the Visa brand name. So the Visa logo has to be slightly larger. That's the only thing. You can't make the Aurum logo larger. But to get these permissions, you would imagine that Visa or the issuing bank has done its due diligence. They would obviously know who this Brian Benson guy is. I'm sure they've checked out who the directors are. I'm sure they've probably asked for last year's accounts and checked any license requirements before moving into this arrangement. And that, I assume, would give a lot of confidence to a lot of people. Moving on, we were able to track this man last year. We found out that he went from right around the planet. He started off in Colombia. He dropped down into Argentina for a week, where they had the Ethereum conference for one full week. He attended that. He then headed over to London, where he did an event in London. He moved over into Holland, or the Netherlands. And after, I think he maybe only did one event in the Netherlands, maybe two, I think. And then he headed into Germany. He spoke at a blockchain conference there. I think it was actually a charity event to do with blockchain. He moved to Slovenia. He was in Vietnam. He was down in Hong Kong. He was in here at the largest conference in the world that to do with cryptocurrency would be the Singapore Token 2049. He was one of the main speakers at that event. Over 25,000 people showed up to see this man and others, of course. And he was on stage with the likes of Richard Teng, the CEO of Binance, the creator of Tron. You've heard of Tron, Justin Sun. These are major names. And to have Brian Benson and Aurum featured here, they had a stand at that event. And that tells me that here we have a company that's not afraid to put itself in an arena of expertise where it could be exposed, to go in there and taunt for business, to go in there with their chest out, looking for partnerships, looking for liquidity providers, looking for product to bring to the community. That's what this man did last year. He traveled in incredible travels. Ending up at the end of the year in the Middle East, he was operating in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, some of the big conferences. He's been interviewed by Benzingo, Cointelegraph. He was featured on Forbes. Here he is with Wendy O, a social media entrepreneur. She's one of these, I suppose, influencers, very, very famous. She has a channel, and quite interesting to listen to her questions. Very, very interesting. Part of your due diligence, maybe go listen to this interview. And of course, more interestingly, how did Brian Benson answer? Great interview, and there are lots of this kind of stuff available. And then he ended up as a panel of experts again in Abu Dhabi, alongside, look who's here, the co-founder of Sandbox, the co-founder of 1inch, the founder of EasyFlow, the head of the ecosystem, Arpit Sharma here. But look who's on stage, Brian Benson, Aurum's CEO, as an expert here. To be engaged in these arenas around the world, speaking at these levels. That was followed up by an invitation to the Satoshi Roundtable, another private event. No media get in here. This is where the future of AI, the future of fintech, the future of blockchain is discussed at a very, very, very high level. People attend these events such as BlackRock, one of the largest financial institutions, Michael Saylor from Strategy, Donald Trump's two sons heavily involved now in the crypto world. And Brian Benson is an authority in this space, and quite an interesting chap. And here again, we have another photograph with Brian Benson with his arm around the billionaire, and that's the billionaire on the right-hand side of your screen, the founder of Binance itself. And that tells us we are dealing with the real Brian Benson. Now, putting all that together as an overview, looking at a platform or a company, to have that level of talent, it goes a long way to maybe allowing you to think we have the right man steering the ship here. We have a man with experience, we have a man with talent, we have a man with connections. But not only that, Andrew Isaacs, Chief OO, so CEO is Chief Executive Officer, COO is Chief Operating Officer, 18 years in investment banking, operating funds in excess of $23 billion. Now, up until recently, I think Aurum has been managing about 600 million was a number I heard recently. Through all its product range, 600 million, but that's nothing to 23 billion. In fact, Aurum's almost too small for this man, Mr. Andrew Isaacs. He's also done digital asset deals larger than $2 billion. Again, another man with talent, another man of experience at the helm of this opportunity. And that's really all the due diligence I was able to do and put together for you if you're looking at a company. I think it's important to look at a company. But of course, it's also equally important to check out their licenses, to check out what's available. Is licensing required? I don't know what jurisdiction you're from. There are different laws and rules. I'm not a lawyer. I can't tell you that. I do know they've acquired a Canadian license. I can see the name of the Canadian company, Aurum Nero AI Technologies Corp. I can see the company registration number. These are the details. That's all I have. But it shows you that they're putting a footprint out there. They're out there setting itself up for great success. Let's move over to the products and have a look at some of the range of products that are almost available and some that are readily available. This is their point of sale terminal. I've actually seen this working. Brian Benson himself had it at a hotel without a plug, without a wired connection to the mains. It was operating, I assume, by battery. It connected to the Wi-Fi from the hotel. A card was presented, and this transactions were working on this Aurum point of sale terminal. I saw that myself. I actually took a copy. You know, the piece of paper that comes out of these machines. I was able to take a copy of that. Again, this is not in production. It's working. It's in test mode. This is important for businesses that would like in the future to accept crypto payments. This is why this is different. It accepts fiat payments. That's your traditional currencies, but it also accepts payments in the form of cryptocurrency. What might be interested for people like yourself listening to this is if it was you were the person that introduced this technology to a shop. I mean, we all know friends, family, colleagues, business partners that have traditional businesses. If they wanted to use this equipment, what happens, I believe, is that your digital wallet is inserted into the software so that every time this device is used on the blockchain, you're getting paid, which is quite interesting. So that's up and coming. They're also designing ATM machines. They've already launched their exchange in public beta test mode. I have no call for something like this myself, but I understand here you can swap USDT to Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana, or you can do the usual activities on an exchange. It's been operating since November 2025. To my knowledge, it's never had a glitch. I believe it's working very smoothly. On this exchange, they've already launched a liquidity staking product, meaning that for those of you that might have a little bit of Bitcoin or Ethereum or USDT sitting idle, sitting on a wallet, sitting on an exchange, doing nothing, sitting offline. By operating here in a liquidity arrangement, you can have a yield of 17 to 20% a year. Now, 17 to 20% a year beats every bank on the planet. 17 to 20% a year beats real estate. 17 to 20% beats gold itself. So there's a fabulous product. And here's the interesting thing. I assumed that staking meant you stake it for a period of time. You stake it for 30 days. You stake it for 6 months, 1 year. No. You stake it and unstake it anytime you want. So you can put your Bitcoin in today and take it out tomorrow, all of it and the profit. The yield, even though it's an annual yield of 17 to 20%, that can be withdrawn daily and it's added daily to your account. So you can get free Ethereums every day, free XRP every day, free Bitcoin added to your wallet as long as you're staking your coins on this exchange. That to me sounds like a fabulous product. I did attend an event online where Mr. Brian Benson was introducing Nick Patel, very interesting guy. This is where they were talking about the gold product. The gold is 50% goes to a physical gold bullion, for those of you like to acquire an asset like gold, and the other 50% goes to an algorithm that trades gold against the dollar so you can actually produce a yield. So very, very interesting product there too. And I'd like you now to listen to Mr. Brian Benson himself just for a couple of minutes, maybe 1.5 minutes. Actually, I don't know how long it is. I'm going to time it. And I want you to listen carefully to what this man says. He created thousands of millionaires when he worked over at Binance, but he wants to do it again here as CEO of Aurum.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people be turned into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield-bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
Isn't that interesting? I think what we have at Aurum is very similar to when he started at Binance. So he's starting to feel that momentum. He's starting to feel that energy. I remember when I was researching this company a few months back, they had like $120 million in trading. That number now has moved to $600 million. So the momentum, the what he sees here is exactly what he was experiencing when he worked over at Binance. And creating 1,000 millionaires, he has a plan to do that. And we might share that with some of you a little bit later. Now, here's the bad news. It's not all good news. Here's the bad news. It's going to cost $20, $19.99 to be precise, in USDT, to subscribe to the platform. So there's no freebies, no free rides. It's a $20 business. Now, again, $20 doesn't sound a lot for a, let's call it an international fintech business for $20, because with this business comes no staff for you. They have their own customer support system. I would be presently dissatisfied with the customer support arrangements. I see that it takes about 90 days to train up the staff. I'm noticing that the response times is not as good as it should be. And I know they're aware of that, so they're working on that right now. But just to let you know, however, some people are actually using the wrong customer support identifier. And we have to be aware that they're where to get that linkage to the right support. And I'm told you have to go to Telegram application to access it over there, not actually on the platform itself. But with that said, for $20, that gives you access to use all the products. A bit like paying a membership to a gym. You can use all the products. You can use the steam room, the sauna, the running machine, the rowing machine, the weightlifting machine. Here, for $20, gives you access to all of the products. And they've quite a range of products. We've talked about some of them. We've talked about a Visa card. That is a product, because if you were to issue this card, or one of your clients, referrals, use this card, every time they use this card, you get paid. Isn't that interesting? If I share this with somebody and they go and have coffee tomorrow, I make money. If they pay their groceries on Friday, I make money. If they pay their house rent or get fuel for the car, I make money. So same with you. It's an incredible product. The physical card is hard to get. The digital card or the virtual card is fantastic. It's operating. You can have it in 1 minute after this presentation if you wish. The physical card tends to be given out at live events. I know they did an event a few months ago. They give out 600 of these to the whole audience. But these can be acquired over time. They are looking to put a partner to issue the physical cards. A lot of people don't use physical cards anymore. They prefer just to go click and tap the phone. I noticed that, but just to be aware of that. So they have the card program. They have that exchange. None of these products involve trading or things like that. They do have trading products as well. They have this EXI bot, which I'm told is the user's favorite. A phenomenal product that was launched over 3 years ago, back in the 11th of January 2023. This product got off to a rocky start for the first year back in 2023, but 24, 25, and 26 up to now, it's been very, very consistent. If I show you some of the results for last year, 2025, we're looking at 15, 17, 17, 17, 17, 16, 17, 18, 18, 17, 17, 17. It's very, very consistent, and that all came about after they started to pay Bloomberg. Now, Bloomberg, I know there's a channel on TV dedicated to this financial information from Bloomberg, but they pay very, very heavy for a plug-in to Bloomberg for financial data that helps these AI agents perform at these rates. And once they engage Bloomberg, I'm told a lot of things change here. It's got machine learning, deep learning. It's all done by AI. It's not done by humans. It's overseen by human live traders, but it's been very, very, very successful. Now, of course, on average, I believe they're doing 17, 18% a month. You don't get that. That's not available to you. That's what the fund generates. That's what Aurum generate. What you might get would be determined by the deposit you make to your account. So how does it work? Very simple. If you register for an account, you can populate your own account with whatever you want. Let's say $112 or $142 or $218 or $376. There is no fixed amount. It's just like a bank account. You deposit to your own account. Let's say you deposit between $1 and $249. Those customers are enjoying profits in around about 10% a month. Now, it's not fixed. This is called high frequency spot trading. They don't do any futures trading. They don't want to risk any accounts. So my understanding, it's spot trading. Once you move your account between $249 and $999 up to $1,000 or thereabouts, those accounts are enjoying approximately 11% each month. For those of you that can do between $1,000 and $2,500, those accounts are enjoying 12% a month. You can see yourself, the larger the account, the better the deal for you, the better the reward potentially for your account. And in every instance, the company's making money, because that was one of my questions. How does the company make money if they're paying out 10% or 12 or 15%? Where does the company make its money? And I'm told it's quite simple. If the company's generating 17% on average, or 17.5%, let's say, and you were getting 10%, the company makes that spread. The trading team gets the difference, and that's how it works. I called a colleague of mine who's a full-time trader. I asked them, how does it work in the industry? They said it's usually 60-40, where the customer will get 60% of the profits generated. The trading team would enjoy 40% for the effort. If you had a larger type account, you could negotiate 70-30, where you would get 70 and the company would take 30. And I'm told that the big guys, the hedge funds, the banks, they get 80%. So they take 80%, but they're trading lots of money. And the trading team would only get 20%. So it's usually this kind of profit share arrangement. And here's the same. They've just carved it up, as you see on the screen, 10%. So the company would make 7% on all of those accounts. And bearing in mind, the majority of accounts are probably going to be between $100 and $4,999 would be my assumption. Between $100 and $4,999, that would be the majority of account holders. And therefore, the company is making its biggest profit from those smaller customers. 12% customers, the company makes 5% every month on those accounts. 13%, the company's making 4%. Now, the higher your account goes, then you're getting a better deal up there. And you can actually trade your account up. Let's say you were trading $210. You'd be in the 10% category. And let's say over a month or two, you gain profits, or you actually topped up your account with an additional deposit. You can top your way up to a higher threshold, or you can trade your way up, your choice. So that was one of my main questions. How does the company make money, and how does the company stay fluid? The next question I had is, can you take these profits out? And they said, yes. And I said, yes, what? They said, yes, you can. And I said, but when? They said, whenever you want. And I said, what do you mean, like every day? Yes, if you wish. So that was good to learn that you could take your profit anytime you wanted it. My next question was, well, what do you charge for this? Is there a fee for that? And they said, yes, there is. They take a 1% charge. Obviously, they have to close down balances. They have to make transactions and stuff like that. So, but I thought 1% was very fair, because I've heard of platforms that charge 8%, 10% even to withdraw. Here's 1%. I think that's very, very fair. Did I have other questions about this? Can't remember. I had 3 or 4 questions about this. So it all sounded quite reasonable to me. I was then able to get my hands on a customer's account. Now, this is not from the company. This was from a customer. I'm not here to offer you financial advice. I just want to show you true, honest, live data from a customer. This account was created, you can see here on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, on the 17th of April, 2025, more than a year ago. The account shows 882. However, the customer only deposited $500 to their account. So it jumped from $500 up to 882. So my question was this: how long did it take to bring that $500 up to 882? And the answer is on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Can you see on the bottom right-hand side where the blue arrow is pointing? The 17th of September. Now we go over to the left-hand side again, have a look. 17th of April. Go to the right-hand side, 17th of September, exactly 5 months data. And this account has done extremely well. And even though it's a small account, like $500, and you can start with a lot less, like even $100, this account has performed at a rate of 76% in 5 months. So how do you do the math? It's simple. You take the profit, which is $382 in this case, 382. You put that 382 on top of the deposit, which was 500. You divide the bottom number into the top number. That's how it works. Multiply it by 100 and you get the percentage. 76% in 5 months. I thought that was exceptional. I was also able to get my hands on a larger account. This one was created. Can we see a date here? 10th of April. Look inside the oval shape in red there. 10th of April. This account was funded with $10,000. This is probably an accredited investor. $10,000, yes, and we could see that it had grown to 12,360. So what was the time frame? Well, from 10,000 to 12,600, the 2,000 profit, 2,360 profit happened in 5 weeks. 5 weeks, yes. From the 10th of April to the 16th of May is 1 day less. than 5 weeks. Now that was again, we were able to track this account all of last year. We saw it going from 12,000 up to 15,000 in another 5 weeks. So in the first 5 weeks, it made $2,000. In the next 5 weeks, it made another $3,000. In the next 2 weeks, it jumped up another $2,000. And after 4 months, this particular account doubled. Now, I'm not here to tell you your account's going to do that. I'm here to show you this is exactly what happened for a customer's account. And I can also tell you that the reason this performed so well had to do with this little button here where you see my mouse reflecting. Here, do you see the little reinvestment button? It's a white circle inside a green slider. When an account is opened with this company, this button is not turned on. It's not engaged. In other words, every profit you get goes to your account for withdrawal purposes. It's your prerogative to turn this on if you wish. And if you do decide to turn this reinvestment button on, what that simply means is the profit you acquire today is left inside Binance with the principal deposit so that both profit and principal are working together in what's known as a compounding effect to make you even greater profits. And that's what's happened here. This customer is compounding the account. I assume that if this button was not turned on, this account may have achieved 15% a month, something like that. Say 15 is 30, 45, 60%, not double. This doubled in 4 months, but maybe it had done 60%. Maybe have gone to 16,000, not 20,000, had this button been off. The withdrawal dates, you can see the blue button highlighted here. Do you see that says withdraw blue? You can withdraw on the 1st, 10th, and 20th of each month of principal, but you can withdraw the profit every day. The withdrawal of principal on this particular product, I think, comes with an early retirement fee. There's a penalty on it if you take it out inside 12 months. They have other products that don't have these penalties, but I believe this is their best performing product to date. Although they've launched another new product recently as well, they're continually evolving. They're continually in the background working on other products. They have products that trade Bitcoin only against the dollar, Ethereum only, Solana, I believe, maybe, yes, BNB and the likes. Now, again, the question would always arise, well, how do they make all this money? How is this possible? And for most of us, we're not accustomed to this kind of profits. This is what the banks generally do, but we don't get any of that. Now, AI can work in your favor. This, what we're looking at is a screen grab from a very well-known platform called CoinMarketCap. This is a third-party company, nothing to do with the Aurum company we're taking a look at. And here we can see that some of these coins have done fabulously well inside 24 hours. This one in particular, Dogo, is number one. It's done 2,090% in 1 day. 2,090% in 1 day. We can see Elevate has done over 800%. We can see Pepe Trump has done 400%. 400% in 1 day. Now, that's incredible. We wouldn't be accustomed to that. Aurum only needs their AI to have a look at any of these coins and watch the movement, because for this one to go to 2,000%, it had to start with 1%, and then it grew to 2, and then 5 in a day, and then 10%. And if the AI can see that movement, here's a coin's done 10%, and they track it, it's done 20%, it's done 50%, it's done 100, it's done 200, it's done 300. As it sees that happening, it only needs to go in and grab a little piece of profit. If it's on the incline, if the information is right, if the news feeds are right, relative to this, it can go in and grab a tiny fraction, a tiny percentage, a spot reward, and not risk staying in long term, not futuring, not going in for the long term, just to grab a little piece of profit. So for Aurum to do 10 to 15% a month, here's coins doing 2,000% in 1 day. When you start to understand that, you might feel, well, okay, maybe it is possible. These rewards are quite serious. So I thought that was interesting to have a look at. They have other bots as well. There's one here called the EXI Pro bot. They have one called the Zeus bot. They have a new one called the Nero bot. Many different ones. And again, we'd be here all night if we were going into all of those details. But I'm told the people's favorite is the EXI bot, the one we took a look at tonight. The card I'm not going to talk too much about. We all know how Visa cards work and MasterCards work. What's interesting about this, again, is this one does not presently require KYC, meaning we don't need passports. We don't ask for driver's license. They don't ask for a utility bill or a bank statement. You can get these cards in 15 seconds if you know how to order one. You get the virtual version working on your smartphone, whether it's Apple or Google Play. It's all linked up for Apple and Google Play, and no KYC requirement. And I find that strange because any of these financial institutions, they're always asking for details. They're always wanting to know your information. And here, this Brian Benson guy is really well connected when he can put a deal like this together. Now, there's going to be 4 of these cards available in the future. 2 of them will require the KYC requirement, but 2 won't. And at the moment, they only have this one, which is not required. It runs through their neobank on Telegram as well. You get more details from that, maybe from the person that introduced you. All I'd like to do is show you it working right now. This is a short clip from a transaction done back in June 2025. And this customer has had great success with this particular card.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
Both purple and white. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you, Mina.
So there you go. Imagine turning off the trading bot, sending that USDT onto a Visa card where you can spend it in any shop around the planet, online, offline. Incredible. So that's our presentation over. I want to thank you all for attending. Somebody did ask me, would I share the affiliate program that the company is operating? I'm happy to do that. But for most of you, that's really the presentation over. We took a good deep dive into the company and who's around it, who's operating it. That was interesting. We took a look at the variety of products had, and we went into depth on one of them. And then the third part, if you're willing to stay, I'll run past the affiliate program. It takes about 5 minutes if you're interested in that side of things. If not, again, thank you for attending. Please get back to the person that shared the link to this information.
I don't know. I don't know where this.
Very valid questions answered. Do your due diligence, get professional advice, and I hope the decision you come up with is the right one for you and your family. With that said, let me run into the affiliate program for those who'd like to stay. And it seems that most people are staying. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at the partner program. Now, partner programs, affiliate programs are very popular. Apple have one. Apple have a fantastic one. Tesco, if anybody knows Tesco, a very big retail store in Europe and the UK, they have one. Carrefour has one. Another big brand in Europe. Most of these companies do. Apple, did I say Apple had one? Amazon have the best one as well. Amazon and Apple are good. So Aurum decided to do this as well. They decided to do an affiliate program. Crypto.com have one, I believe. Binance have one. So Brian Benson decided to introduce a rewards program. And an affiliate program or rewards program is simply, it's a thank you bonus you would get for recommending a product. Very, very simple. We recommend products every day of our lives. We recommend movies, TV channels, social media channels. We recommend holiday destinations. We recommend hairdressers, clothes shops, car mechanics, electricians. We're recommending every day, but we never get paid for it. An affiliate program is simply a reward from a company for you giving them that referral. So you've probably done this before and haven't got paid for it. If you'd like to get paid for it, it doesn't cost anything. It's free. So it comes with your account. You don't have to refer anybody, but if you do, the company say, hey, thanks, we got a customer. We did not spend our money on television advertising. We did not spend our money with Facebook marketing. We did not spend our money with Google ads. You got us the customer. Here, here's a little handshake. And the handshake is 3%. It's not very much. So if somebody puts in $100 on your referral link, you get $3. You're not going to get rich, but you could have one customer or 2 or 4 or 20 or 10,000. It's up to you. And maybe you won't have any. Doesn't matter. Now, of course, we can see just below the 3%, there's an opportunity to get 5%. So how would you get 5% on referrals? Very simple. As soon as $7,500 of total referred income is traded on the platform in the EXI bot, that one we examined tonight, the company would promote you to what's known as a Voyager. You would get 5% and not 3%. Okay, so you used to get 3% on your customer deposits. Now you're getting 5%. So they've given you a pay rise. You get a $100 instant bonus as well, paid to your account. You don't ask for it. You don't wait on it. In fact, it gets there faster than you can go and find it. In other words, if you hit this rank, you say, oh, let's go and see this. And where the 100 is, it's there long before you get to it. It's instant. It's a smart contract that pays instantly on qualification. In addition to that, you get 5% every day on the profits of all customers to infinity in your team. So let's say you had 2 customers or 3. Let's say you had 2 customers. You would get paid 5% every time they deposit or top up. Let's say one of those customers got 2 customers as well. So you would also get 5% every day on the profits of your 2 customers and their 2 customers and their customers and their customers and their customers to infinity generations. 5% of every customer's profit. That's why it's very, very important to reach that first milestone, that first rank of Voyager. It's the building block of the business, a very important rank to do, and should take you, I don't know, if you don't do Voyager in 72 hours, well, then you're probably not building the business at all. It's only 7,500 of total accumulated deposits between not just your customers, but theirs and theirs and theirs. So that's the first building block to get 5%. To get 7% rewards, you require the total trading team spend now of 25,000. That's not a new 25,000. You had 7,500. It's when that grows, or when new customers are added to the community, and it grows now to $25,000 trading in that EXI bot. You now get 7% on your own customers' deposits. If one of your customers tells another customer, they get that 3% that you used to get. You get the difference between 7 and 3. You get 4%. So the company's only ever paying out 7. The customer that brought the customer gets 3 because you're the overriding vanguard. You get 4% to infinity generations. You get a $500 instant bonus added to your account on reaching that rank. And every day, then your 5% that you used to get is increased now to 7.5% on the trading profits of the team. And if you've understood that as a basis, you probably understand 70 or 80% of the entire affiliate program. It's just to get 9%. Your $25,000 of total team trading volume needs to grow to 62.5. So that's not just your customers; it's yours and theirs and theirs and theirs. The entire community's trading volume grows to 62.5. You get a $1,000 bonus, and now your daily ranking match bonus is 10% on profits to infinity. It is a differential program. You can learn more of that at trading. And again, to go these higher ranks, is just a little bit more volume and a little bit more structure. A little bit more volume, a little bit more structure. What else can I tell you? These extra bonuses, these instant cash bonuses. Look at this one for Oracle, $5,000, $10,000 for Prime. And they have 15 of these ranks. The next one is Elite. Those guys get a $20,000 bonus. Magnets get 50,000. Mythoses get 100,000. Can you imagine that? 100,000 bonus. If it took you a whole year to get there, wouldn't that bonus by itself be a great, great reward? Legends get 150. But if you'd like to be one of Brian Benson's millionaires, and we heard it himself, he wants to create 1,000 millionaires. I have no doubt that if you make your way from Nova all the way up to Dominion, you are one of Brian Benson's millionaires. And we have lots of people. We were at a conference in, where was it? The Maldives. In the Maldives, and the host of the event asked the audience, I think it was about, would it have been 200 or 300 people in the audience? They asked the audience, if anyone has already generated $1 million of income in this audience, would you please stand up? And I'm sure some people didn't want to stand up, but those that did, there were 7 or 8 people stood up in the room that day who had earned more than $1 million with this platform, and they hadn't been in it for a year. So it is possible. If somebody else can do it, I believe you can do it. Whether you have the appetite, whether you have the desire, don't be misled that high earnings are easily achieved. It takes work, it takes time, it takes improvement, it takes tenacity, it takes knowledge, it takes, there's a bit of work to be done. But again, it's a very rewarding affiliate program. So with that said, again, get back to the person that shared this information. Do your due diligence, get your questions answered, and I hope the decision you come up with is the right one for you and for your family. So with that, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. Thanks.
That was the full presentation in less than an hour. I'm going to send it to here. Lisa Marie, who I met last week and asked me for a full presentation. This is done by Hugh Paul, who makes millions of dollars. So you can see it for yourself. After you watch this video, get back in touch. We'll set you up and get you started. Thank you and have a great day.